In today's video, I want to talk to the man. That's right, you, the one looking at this video. This is an important message that I want to deliver to all of you because the stages that I want to break to you, something that I faced through me personally during my life, and I want to share with you all. But today's message is going to be mostly for the guys out there. Ladies, if you're watching this, get this to your man. If you feel like, maybe he's stuck in one of the stages that we have to talk to you about today, but just stay tuned for that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel once again, Through Failure and Success. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you find some value in this video, consider hitting the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and share this with anybody that you think is going to get some value out of it. But in today's video, I want to talk to the man. This message is more towards the man because there are times where we just hit a wall. And the feeling of it can be really overwhelmed. You feel stressed, you feel pressure, especially if you have kids. If you're a parent, you know what that feels like. Okay, you have the entire pressure in your shoulders and you just really don't know what to do with it. But I want to talk to you about, when you hit the wall. That is today's subject, by the way. When you hit the wall in life. When you hit the wall in life, you know what that feels like. You're saying, man, I can't get out of this mess. How did I even get into this mess in the first place? And you're thinking to yourself, did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing? Maybe did I make a mistake? Is this supposed to be happening to me? God, you know what? Just give me an answer. Why is this happening to me? Okay. Let me tell you, there are times where we send out the wrong signal, the wrong message. We say things, we speak things very different than we actually ought to be speaking them with. And when you hit that wall in life, it can happen in anything. You could be in a relationship. You could be married, you could have kids, you could be a single dad, single mom. You can have no kids. You can have a great career. Okay, you can have a business, you can work for somebody. Whatever it is, we all go through that. I go through that myself. I'm sure that you go through that as well. We're humans. Just because somebody is more successful than you are, it doesn't mean that that person is better in life. Tony Robbins always says this: the ultimate failure in life, okay, is being successful and you not being fulfilled. Okay, you're not being fulfilled. You have all the success in the world, but you're not being fulfilled. And that is what I want to talk to you about, because us as men and women, but today again is mainly, we hit the wall and we're saying to ourselves, okay, how did I get here? What happened? So what happens when we hit the wall? Most men will actually end up retreating. Okay, the average man is going to end up retreating when you hit the wall. Why? Because you're saying this is not what I signed up for. I remember saying when I was in the Marine Corps, we had the United States Marine Corps, USMC, and we had a saying, you signed the M contract, right? The M contract. I'm pretty sure you can get what I'm saying, but there was a saying that, hey, you signed the contract, so now you deal with it. Because I remember during boot camp and actually during the times that I was in Afghanistan, most average Marine would say, hey, I didn't sign up for this. And you oftentimes, you hear this with every individual that says, hey, I didn't sign up for this. Maybe they're saying it, playing around, or maybe they're being for real. But the point is that most men are going to retreat when you hit the wall. Okay, because the wall is not going to be easy. And with that, again, if they're going to retreat, a lot of the times you're going to feel like you have a victim mentality. The victim mentality is, it's them, it's not me. It's their fault. It's not my fault. Listen to that for a second, okay? Because I catch my kids, okay? I catch my kid. My son is 10 years old, and times the other day he was taking a shower, and his mom told him before he got in the shower, go get your clothes before you get in the shower, okay? He came out the shower and he's asking his mom, where is my clothes? But I heard him and I said, what did your mom say to you when you got in the shower? Okay. I asked, what did your mom say when you got in the shower? He says, well, my mom never said that I was supposed to get my clothes. It was her fault. So right away, what I got from that, I corrected him, by the way, but what I got from that, we oftentimes operate with that. And believe it or not, we learn from our kids. Okay. And so that just gave me a breakthrough. And when he said that, I actually reflected a lot on when I used to blame others, okay? And when I hear others, now your paradigm shifts. When you catch yourself in that scenario, you start to hear things differently, okay? The message in your head starts processing in a different way. So Oftentimes the average man is going to retreat and he's going to say, wait, it's not my fault, it's their fault. Okay, it's the company's fault, it's my wife's fault, it's my kids' fault, because of them I don't have this, because of the whole world I'm in this position. Okay, you have that victim mentality when you're trying to break through the wall and then you just can't get it done. So what happens then is you end up falling back into your old ways, the old habits that you used to have. Per se, you have kids and now you're married. There are things that you're going to start changing into your life, right? Different habits, different ways of acting, maybe different ways of thinking. You're going to be implemented because life changes. But when you start feeling in victim mentality, you start falling into your old ways. Whatever is your comfort home, okay? Think of it like a house. This is the house, and everything inside of it feels comfortable. Everything is good, right? But you step out of the house, it's an uncomfortable position. It's a position that you've never been before. So when you hit the wall, what happens? You start falling into your old ways, and then you're saying to yourself, you know what? Well, I'm not going to do that because I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was going to be, which is the last topic that I want to tell you. You didn't think that the wall was going to be as thick. You're saying to yourself, well, I didn't think it was going to be that hard. Never mind. I'm just going to go back to my old ways, the way I used to be. Again, if you come to us every week, you know that everything that I share with you, these are stages that I went through it myself. Okay? Everything that I'm telling you, okay, these are not stages that I never been through them myself. Believe me, I know what it feels like if you're stuck in that stage. You're saying to yourself, I didn't think the wall was going to be that thick. Never mind, I'm just going to go ahead and retreat because it's not my fault that I wasn't put in this position. I was put by force. I was put by pressure. I was put by whoever is it that put you in that position, that you think put you in that position. You start blaming it to them. I want to make sure that I challenge you on this, okay? If you are in this stage, okay, of life, the question to remember for yourself is going to have to be, who pays for the price if you don't break through? Okay? Who pays for the price if you don't break through the wall? Who's going to pay for the price if you don't take on the challenge that life, God, the universe, whatever it is, okay? Maybe you are a leader by nature and they're putting you in a position where maybe that's not the position that you asked to be in, but it's the position that life is pulling you in. Okay, so rather than you seeing it as in, somebody is pushing me to do it, okay, maybe life is calling me. Okay, there's a calling and it's pulling me through it, and I must answer the door. I must answer the calling of life. When you hear the doorbell ringing, you're thinking to yourself, okay, there's someone at the door. I got to answer. So think of it like that in life. Okay, you're putting up in a position where you're saying to yourself, how did I get here? Well, it doesn't matter how I got there. I got to answer the door. If not, who's going to pay the price? If you're a single person, okay, maybe your parents are relying on you, okay? If you maybe are in a relationship, with your girlfriend, it's depending on you, okay? Maybe you're a husband or a wife. Maybe you're a husband and you have your wife and then you have children. Who's going to pay for the price if you don't break through it? That's a deep question that you got to ask yourself. Who is going to be the person that's going to pay the price if I don't break through it? The second question that I want to challenge you is, who's counting on you to break it? Okay? Who's going to pay the price if you don't break through it? And who's counting on you to break it? Okay? They go hand in hand. Okay? Because if you don't, guess what? Your family is going to pay for the price. But ultimately, who's counting on you for you to break it? Yes, it is your family as well. But you're put in a position as a leader, okay, to make sure that you answer that calling, that God, again, the universe, whatever you believe in, okay. I know that I always talk about God because that is my relationship that I have, me personally. But for you, it could be the universe. For you, it could be whatever it is, and that's okay. You don't have to believe in God for you to know that life is calling you, okay? Because life has its funny ways, okay? Has its tricky ways for life to operate, and you must understand that. For you to break the wall, once you break the wall, okay, once you break through that wall and you're saying, you know what, there's no matter what, I don't care how thick it is, I don't care, if I don't go back to my ways, okay, my family is depending on me, and my entire team, my entire community is depending on me to break it, I must break through the wall, okay? Now, just because you break through the wall, it doesn't mean that life is going to be perfect. No, it doesn't mean that. All it means, okay, is that life is going to get that much harder, okay? There's going to be different stages, different walls that you're going to have to break through. But guess what? If you break through it, okay, the paradigm starts to shift. The way you see the world is going to start shifting. And that is a beautiful thing for you to realize, okay, when you know that you start seeing the world in a different way, okay? Before you get here, okay, understand that there's got to be an emotional stage that you got to go through, okay? There's going to be fatigue, there's going to be stress, okay? That's going to cause all of it in this stage here before you break through the wall. There's going to be that stress, there's going to be that fatigue, those sleepless nights that you're going to have for yourself. And it could be something internal. It could be something within the family that is maybe affecting it. It could be something external that you don't have control of it. And that is our biggest mistake, that we start to focus on the things that we don't have control of, and we make it as if we had the control, okay? And what causes that? We start to get stressed, we start to get fatigue on it, and it just causes us to not really go through it. But again, you know, if you are able to find a way, okay, not how, this is not about how, this is about what's on the other side. Who is on the other side of the wall? What's the price that I need to pay in order for me to get to the other side? Because I know there's someone else in the other side of the wall. There's got to be somebody else. If I'm staying in front of the wall and I look at the wall, then I say to myself, okay, got it. I'm hitting this wall. Rather than you focusing on how can I break this wall, it's about who's on the other side. Okay, what happens if I get to the other side of the wall? Okay, what's the price that is going to be rewarded to me if I pay the price while I'm standing here? If I get through this fatigue, stress, challenges, whatever actions that life is calling me, who's on the other side? What better version of myself is going to be there? Because again, once you break through that wall, there's going to be a higher version of yourself that you're going to be finding yourself in, and your thinking is going to start to shift. The wall is no longer there, okay? The sky is blue, okay? The grass is greener. You start seeing it in a different way. And guess what happens, okay? You don't fall into the victim mentality. Well, it's their fault. They're the ones that caused it for me. The accountability starts to come in. Even if you know it's not your fault, guess what? There was something along the way that was missing. There was a value that I didn't provide to my team. So therefore, you know what? That person left my team. What happened? Okay. What was missing? What's missing along the way that I know I could have done better? Okay. What is it that I can do better in order for me to not go through this again? And then again, you figure that out. Guess what's going to happen? Something else is going to come up. Life, we're always learning from the most unexpected people that we encounter ourselves into. And then again, you start to have the clarity on yourself. Okay, you start to have the clarity on what you're really after. You know, what's the ultimate goal that you really want to go through. You know, am I willing to pay the price? Okay, what's my intention for you if I retreat? Okay, what's the ultimate picture that I'm missing? That is really, really important. But in all of this, again, it's really not about how. It's really focusing on the big picture. What's on the other side? Okay, but for you to do that, okay, you gotta surrender to the process. You gotta give yourself up to the process and say, this is the way. Okay, if you ever seen Mandalorian, okay, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but I've seen a couple of episodes, and it's a Disney Plus show. But in Mandalorian, okay, and I don't really know the name of the tribe or whoever, you know, Mandalorian belongs to, but they have a saying. They say this is the way. And when that person say this is the way, everybody else that looks like a Mandalorian, they say this is the way. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, you gotta surrender to the process. You must be able to surrender the process in order for you to find the big picture. Find the big picture out there. So in order by you surrendering, okay, to the big picture, there's a voice. Okay, there's gonna be two voices, by the way. Okay, think of it like this: you have the evil over here, okay, telling you, no, don't do it. It's their fault. They're the ones that did it. Okay, But then you have the good voice, okay? The one that actually you really listen to. By the way, this one is the most powerful one, okay? This is gonna be the one, listen to me. This is the way. We gotta go through this process again. You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust the process. You gotta believe that there's something bigger on the other side if we go through the process. You know what? No. This is ridiculous. This is impossible. We should have never been here in the first place. Who do they think they are for us to, to be putting ourselves through these stages? The voice, okay, the voice that we ignored most of the times is actually the one that we actually got to give the power to, okay, in order for us to go through the process. And again, this is the easy. It's okay, don't worry about it. I can always go back to the ways that I used to be. It's their fault. You know what? I didn't think that the wall was going to be that big anyway. So you know what? Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and retreat. Let me just go back to my job. Okay? Let me just go back to whatever I said that I used to do. Okay? Let me go ahead and just call it a quits with my girlfriend. Let me just go ahead and leave my kids. Okay? Let me just go ahead and leave them alone. Okay? Let them deal with their mom. Let them deal with their mom. Because this is not something that I expected. This is one of the biggest problems that we're facing here in America. Okay? So for all of you men out there, and I may offend some of you, but it's okay. So it's a risk that I'm willing. It's a risk that I'm willing to take. But for all of you men out there who are leaving your children, okay, just because of an easier way, because by the way, you're gonna regret it sometime down the line. If you have kids and you're thinking to yourself, this is really not what I expected it to be. They're taking all of my time away. There's an easier way that I can go through. Let the mom deal with them. I'm out of here. I'm out of the picture. Okay. My challenge to you is that really the best way? Is that really the way? Is that really what, again, God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, is that what happened for that situation, okay, for the calling to put yourself in that position? That is my challenge to you. That's the question that I want to ask you, because again, I believe that in the country, if I'm not mistaken, the United States, the average home, okay, the household, okay, 70%, 73, 75%, I can't really remember the number, it's fatherless. Meaning that 75% of the households that you see in the United States, it's a single mom raising their child. Why? Because the father decided to leave them. The father decided that, you know what, I didn't think the wall was going to be that thick. I didn't think that this was going to be that hard. I didn't think that it was going to be the way I was not expecting it to be that way. Let me go back into my own habits. Let me go ahead and hang out with my friends, from high school. Let me go ahead and call them. You know what? You want to go for a drink tonight? Okay. You want to go for a drink tonight? Yeah, sure. Let's go. Okay. While the mom is sitting at home raising the kids. By the way, shout out to all the women that are single moms raising the kids. I know this message is for men, but I just want to give a quick shout out to all the moms, okay? Because this is something that I just really thought about right now. And I'm glad that I touched this subject, because it just gives you an opportunity to call all of the men out there, okay? That are perhaps maybe leaving the children, okay? Because they think that it was not what they were expecting it to be. You're choosing this side, the easy path, okay? The voice, okay? That is taking the power, that's saying to you, let's go ahead and make it the easy way, okay? This is the way. This is what it was not supposed to be. This is what we got to go through. You want to take the shortcut? Let's go to this way. While the other boys, you're leaving it out and saying, there's a better version of yourself out there. But we got to go through the challenge. We got to go through the adversity. We got to go through the struggle. We got to go through these stages, because guess what? Along the way, we're going to find a better version of ourselves. It's going to make us better. It's going to make us a better individuals, a better contributors to society. It's going to make us a better father. Maybe I'm not the father that I want to be, but it doesn't matter what I want to be. It's ultimately, what is it that, I'm really leaving for my children? Whatever it's costing me, okay? Is it costing me Mondays and Wednesday nights, okay, out of my night to go take my children? That is a blessing for me. That is a blessing. By the way, I was just talking to one of my colleagues at work, and And he said something, I can't really remember, that it just made me think, wow, I was getting caught up in a thought that maybe the practice for my son was taking time away from me, but because of that individual, I don't even remember who it was. It was probably God, who gave me the message. But I said, you know what? It's a blessing that I have the opportunity for me to go and take my son Mondays and Wednesday nights to his practice. So again, most of the times you're not going to have the right people around you to tell you what you must do, call you out, challenge you, okay? Because the wall is going to be the biggest obstacle that you must overcome in order for you to become that bigger version of yourself once you have that clarity. So with that being said, again, this message, I know I got a little bit off topic when I talked about, just the fatherless nations that we're facing, but I hope that you got the message and that you understand that we need you. All the men out there that are thinking to yourselves, this is hard. This is really not what I was expecting it to be. Okay. It's okay. Because how you show up today, okay, how you show up today is going to determine the way that you're gonna break through the wall. If you show up today thinking to yourself, this is really not something that I really wanted to do, guess what? You're not gonna see the big picture. Okay, you're gonna be stuck over here, and you're not gonna see the big picture. You're gonna start going to the victim mentality of why did this happen to me? How can I get out of this? How can I do this? How can I do that? Okay, and you're gonna start here. You're gonna say, you know what? It's really hard. Let me just go back into what I used to do. Okay, but if you see the bigger picture again for yourself, which is really not that easy, it's really simple, but it's not that easy. Let me say that again. It's really simple, but it's not that easy. Okay, imagining, okay, putting your brain to work, what the bigger picture is going to look like. We live in a society right now where everything is instant gratification. Okay, if we don't see the results today, guess what? You know what? It was not supposed to be for me. So I really hope that I touched something there for the men. Okay, for all of you, that I really wanted to deliver this message to you all. And again, I got a little bit of track when I talked about the fatherless nation, but that is something very big that we're facing right now as a nation. And when I say that, I really mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I want you to realize that, we need more men. We need more of you. We need more men to step it up, okay? To level up and say, there's a bigger version of myself out there waiting for me. I just got to break through the wall, okay? With that being said, I really like my sweater today, okay? Adidas, and I figure I just go ahead and make it not endorse Adidas, okay? But I just wanted to call them out because, not call them out in a bad way, but just call them out in a good way, because they have a slogan that I really, really like, okay? When I saw it, I said, this is beautiful. Impossible, okay? Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. I love that quote. So I figured, you know what? Let me just go ahead and give them a little bit of love, because I love Adidas, by the way. Okay, they have their little thing with Nike. I love some Nike myself, but I also love some Adidas, and I really like this the quote that Adidas made, because it's wonderful. Impossible. You're thinking impossible is impossible, but impossible is potential. Okay, impossible. There's no way. It's impossible. Impossible is potential that I can break through the wall. Okay, impossible is temporary. Okay, I gotta go through the pain. Okay, I gotta go through the pain. It's temporary. Once you break through the wall, impossible is nothing. Okay, there's gonna be other walls that you're gonna have to break through, but you gotta break through this one first. Okay, when you're feeling stuck. Okay, when you're going back to the victim mentality. Okay, you're hitting that wall of life. And this is the message that I wanted to deliver to you today. So, with that being said, I hope that you got some value out of it. The name of our channel is Through Failure and Success. We come to you twice a week now, okay? And every video that we put out there, okay, it's about just bringing you value. Faces in our lives that we personally face, okay, that we want to make sure that we share with you, so that you don't go ahead and make those. You can avoid some of those, hills that you're going to have to go through in life. But with that being said, if you find some value, go ahead and consider liking the video, and then share with anybody that you believe is going to get some value out of it. But with that being said, we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.